Welcome back to the Gulf Streamer. Our hosts today are Brian Boyle and Mike McLaughlin. And now, the Gulf Streamer, streaming news you can use.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Gulf Streamer. My name is Brian Boyle.
And I'm Mike McLaughlin.
And tonight we have with us Brian Wysong, our Council Training Chair. Brian, thank you for being with us tonight. Could you introduce yourself with just a little bit about your scouting background?
I've been a member of Gulfstream Council since the mid-'70s. I joined as a Cub Scout in Pack 337 in Boca Raton. After receiving my Arrow of Light, I joined Troop 337 and had a great time. My first summer camp was at Tonakita. In fact, I was tapped out several summers later into the Order of the Arrow there as well at Fort Blanchard. I attended junior leader training. I won't tell you the date. I believe it was 1979. And earned my Eagle Scout badge in 1981. After I went off to college and had a family of my own, when we moved back to Florida, I got back involved with Pack 215 in Lantana as Webelo's den leader and then Cub Master. And then when my boys crossed over into the troop, I became an assistant scout master and scout master. I went through Wood Badge in 2006, proud member of the Bob White Patrol. And that got me started on getting involved with training more so outside my unit within the district and the council level. I was able to take 2 troops to the National Jamboree as Scoutmaster in both 2010 and 2013. Earned the Vigil Honor and the Order of the Arrow. And most recently, having served on a number of years of staff for Wood Badge, I was also the course director for the National Youth Leadership Training in 2018.
Wow, that's incredible. So you've done a lot of training in Gulfstream Council. Do you have to be a registered leader in order to take scout training?
That's a great question, Mike. And the answer is no. You don't have to be a registered leader to take online training. But if you're going to go to the trouble of going to my.scouting.org and setting up an account so you can take online training, why not register and be a volunteer with your unit and help spread the knowledge so that the scouts in our program are enriched by it?
Great advice for a new volunteer, someone who might want to join. Now, with everyone being in quarantine still, what options do our volunteers have and our non-volunteers for becoming trained?
Brian, there's a number of opportunities online through my.scouting.org that anyone can take when they sign up. Things from youth protection training, which is essential to our movement, as well as training for how to be a leader in your unit, different courses. So for example, den leader, Cub Master, Scout Master, Crew Advisor, Chartered Organization Rep, Merit Badge Counselor, or a member of your unit committee. It's a very important role. Also Chaplain, New Member Coordinator, and District Committees. But there's also opportunities under STEM, a STEM orientation, so you can see what that program is all about. And also something that's very important is program safety. And the 4 parts of that are safe swim defense, safety afloat, weather, and climb on safely. Very important, especially down here where we have some extreme weather when we're camping.
Wow, those trainings sound like a lot of fun. A lot of scouters, especially one like yourself, who have been in a lot of different unit and district positions over the years, may have been trained at one point, but that training may have changed. Why is it important that we as volunteers make sure that we're trained in the most up-to-date training?
Mike, if we want to bring the program to life for the Scouts and Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, ScoutsBSA, venturing, then we have to be properly trained to bring the program to life. Baden-Powell said, "Success in training the boy depends largely upon the Scoutmaster's own personal example." I can tell you the Gulfstream Council feels that every Scout deserves a trained leader. And so we really appreciate the extra effort it takes for those leaders to go out and get trained so that we can make the program a success for the kids in our program and the scouting movement.
With so much emphasis on our adult training, are there any trainings for our youth to take?
Absolutely. That same program I mentioned earlier, my.scouting.org, has opportunities for youth as well. I mentioned youth protection training, and that's vital for the youth as well as adults. But also there's cyber chip training for Cub Scouts and ScoutsBSA. It's this time we live in now with so many online trainings, that's super important to be able to go through that training. But for ScoutsBSA, there's an opportunity to help our younger scouts in the Cub movement by taking den leader training and help bring them into the program as well. And for our venturing scouts, there's courses in mentoring and project management that are great opportunities for them to learn something new and bring back the knowledge that they can to their units. Those are the online options. I highly suggest that ScoutsBSA, once your unit does introduction to leadership skills for troops or crews or ships, to sign up for the National Youth Leadership Training. It's a week-long course that Gulfstream Council puts on for a number of years. It's the week after Christmas. I know Mike's been part of that as well, not only as a participant, but as a senior patrol leader. And let me tell you, Brian, this is a program not run by adults, but run by the youth, and they do a fantastic job. I can tell you the kids learn more from scouts their own age than they do from listening to adults. There's only one presentation that the Scoutmaster makes. The rest is all done by the youth, and it's amazing. I highly recommend that they sign up for that.
Absolutely. I'll second that, Mr. Wysong. National Youth Leadership Training was probably one of the best experiences that I had as a youth member of the Boy Scouts. So how can an adult leader go ahead and get involved with the council training committee?
That's a great question, Mike. They should reach out to their district team and ask to get involved with that. Every district has a training team. We're looking to come up with material to roll out on small groups for a district level. And then they can also participate on the larger scale level as a council training team. Not only are we dealing with rolling out programs for things like Scoutmaster specific, Cubmaster specific, but also large programs like I mentioned, National Youth Leadership Training, and specifically Wood Badge. So Mike, you know NYLT is the highest level of youth leader training that the council can put on. And Wood Badge is that same level of training, the highest level of training the Gulfstream Council can put on for adults. If you want to really make changes in your units, I suggest you reach out, find out about Wood Badge. GulfstreamCouncil.org has a fantastic website that has information on the upcoming Wood Badge courses, and I hope to see you sign up for that.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much, Brian, for being with us this evening. And for all of you out there in Gulfstream Council and around the country, please continue to be safe and scout on.
Thank you for watching another episode of the Gulf Streamer.